don't say that at all, actually, that the human experience was much more, much nicer, a much nicer arrangement. But actually, even this crazy experience in Kali Yuga, actually we were mentioning yesterday, this is said to be one of the most beneficial times. Why? Because when material things go horribly, it's the spiritual impetus. So if everything is fine and dandy in your life, then you're like, oh, well, what do I need God for? I'm enjoying all of my material facilities. But then all of a sudden, once things start, going to the toilet, then you're, oh God, yes, what do you need from me? What can I do? Right? So this is the condition of the ungrateful spirit souls that we are. When things go well, yes, I'm doing very good. I'm making many things happen in my life. When things don't go well, oh my God, why is God doing this? God, what can I do? So this is so we are in an age where everything is practically inauspicious. So we see here that we were seeing how many inauspicious things, noticing how greedy everyone became, how cheating became rampant in society. Let me see, we can read some of the things. They became accustomed to greed, anger, pride, etc. What else was said? Fighting in familial affairs and cheating even between friends. Misunderstandings between all family members and even well-wishers, and so even between husband and wife there was always strain and quarrel. So I'm married, and I I understand what husband and wife dynamic is. There can be lots of strain and quarrel, and I've seen in my parents, I've seen in my wife's parents, I've seen in practically all of my friends' parents, there always seems to be strain and quarrel. And you'd think that's just the normal marriage experience. But actually, that is, as said here by the Srimad Bhagavatam, that became ushered in this age, actually. It wasn't the normal experience. Now it is. So you better be, when you guys get married, if you guys think, no, everything will be perfect, we'll never have an issue or a fight or anything. No, you'll always be tolerating these misunderstandings and fighting. And unless you're extremely two incredibly enlightened souls, where you can overcome the modes of nature at every step. But that's very rare. So anyhow, yes. So we talked about that yesterday. Yudhishthira started noticing that, and he realized something was wrong. And what actually caused the onset of this age is when Krishna disappeared from the planet. This was when the ushering in Kali Yuga was to begin. The Lord performed his pastimes here. He revealed so many things, and he came here for why does the Lord incarnate? He comes for the devotees, actually. So he came and he took whatever devotees that he wanted, that were here on this earth that needed him or were calling for him, and he came and he accepted their call, and he performed his pastimes and gave them great pleasure, and then he said, now come back with me where we really belong. This is no place for a gentleman. Prabhupada said this material world is kind of like the bathroom. Nobody, sets up camp in the bathroom, wants to install an oven in the bathroom, and I'm going to cook nicely in the bathroom, or maybe I'll put a bed in the bathroom. Nobody wants to really go in. You go in the bathroom, you do your business, and then you get out. That's the bathroom. The bathroom consciousness. But this material world is like that. This human experience is meant for self-realization, understanding what you really are and what the meaning of life is, and it's to realize your nature as a spirit soul to connect to the Lord. And you use this valuable time to understand your position, where you went wrong in many ways. A strong condition of repentance. Oh, I'm quite sinful. I've been trying to enjoy the bathroom, for the sake of the analogy, for a long time now. And this is quite a disgusting situation. Why have I done like this? I should actually, I should enjoy that which is really wonderful, which is eternal, which is blissful, and that's Lord, and then also the service of the Lord. So and these temporary material things which give no pleasure, why have I been stuck on this thing? So anyway, this life is for realizing that and then adjusting accordingly. And then you leave this world, like you're finished going to the bathroom, you clean up, and then finished. You get out and you go do something actually practically important. The bathroom is also important. You need to relieve these not so good things, these even toxic things. You don't want to hold on to these things. So now we've learned in this world, this is not good. These pleasures are not good. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, the pleasures of the flesh, the temptations of the illusory, pleasures where they feel good for some time, but then they dissipate, and then we're left frustrated and chasing more of them. We've learned, okay, this is not good. For the sake of the night, like trying to find pleasure in the bathroom. There's no really good facility for pleasure in the bathroom. The bathroom is for, removing toxicity and then from the body and cleaning and then get out. So this is that. You're trying to remove your toxicity of, trying to be the master and the enjoyer, actually being averse to God. That's really everyone's problem here, is we're averse to God. We're not interested in God's pleasure. We're not interested in God's position. We're not even interested in God, the reality of God's existence. We just want to take all of God's facilities here, the material world, and use it as our pleasure. This is mine. I and mine, and this is for my pleasure. And then we become the little master, the little God, and we think we are God. So this is our issue, actually. And this is, and so the God says, fine, you want to be the master of the bathroom? Go ahead. Here you go. There's not really a great facility for this in here, but you know what? If you want to come, I have a nice family room. I have a nice place. You can get very comfortable in the house, and we can all enjoy together. But if you insist on going to the bathroom and, staying in there, and what can I say? Fine, here you go. So the material world is like that. Just for the sake of analogy, But anyhow, this is our issue, but the Bhagavatam is telling us what it is we can do to do our business properly and then get out of the bathroom. So, and have a blissful life awaiting us for eternity. And imagine a situation where you no longer ever have to go to the bathroom anymore. No, we can't imagine in this situation. Imagine you can just kind of be free from that aspect of life. You don't have to worry about, removing the toxic things from your life anymore. There's just no more there. That's kind of the promise of your spiritual existence. But, there maybe has to be so many steps in between there before you could even consider that such an existence even exists. We have to come to some fundamental realizations about this existence. And so the Bhagavatam will gradually take us to the platform of God realization. It will gradually take us to the platform of what love of God looks like. But before that, you might have to even have realization. Well, does God really exist? Because if you don't even think, if no faith is even there that God exists, then what's the point of discussing, let's teach you how to love God. Well, I'm not even sure he exists yet. So that has to be, but that also, the Bhagavatam will establish all of these things, and it'll teach you how to see God from the facility of your senses, how you can study and you can make logical inferences and be like, yes, that's true, that's true, that's true. So therefore this must be true. So this is called Sankhya Yoga. This will be explained in the third canto. Actually, in conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. It's very nice. But anyhow, we'll get there. So you'll see when the beginning of the second canto begins, you'll find it very interesting how Shukadeva Goswami, he's teaching us how to see God. And you would think he'd start talking about Krishna and all his wonderful qualities and pastimes, but no, he actually starts talking about the material world and how you can see God in all of the facets of the material world. So anyway, let's read Bhagavatam. Let's chant these prayers. Does anyone want to do like this? Did we do this by regular hearing the Bhagavatam, by rendering service to the purity of oneself? troublesome has to be destroyed. Now you've got to get the transcendental songs established. You're about to go back. We're all very a little tired today, I can tell. I know I'm tired. We were out. I didn't get home till 11:30 last night, and we were all out doing the fireworks. So, yeah, a bit a late night, but it was nice. It was very nice. We were able to chant, and we were able to share something spiritual with many people were there and witnessing and seeing and participating even. Some got some books, and some, even had good conversations with us, were interested in the programs and so on. But by and large, even just all those who heard the names of God and saw that we were having a lot of fun just chanting the names of God, they maybe, something they saw, some type of realization might have been had, or maybe just some type of pondering. What is that? What is Krishna? And maybe later on a seed has been planted, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we won't see, but Krishna will see what happens, and they'll see what happens. So, now we're going to continue. Arjuna left. He never came back, and it was very fearful for Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he's thinking, oh my gosh, he's thinking this verse. Api devarshinadishta sakaloyam upasthita yadatmanon akridam bhagavanut sisrikshati. Did we read this yesterday? Yes, we did. Well, I guess we'll just read the English then. Is he going to quit his earthly pastimes, as Devarishi Narada indicated? Has that time already arrived? And now, Yasmana Sampado Rajyam Dada Prana Kulang Praja Asan Sapatna Vijayo Lokaschayad Anugraha Yasmat, from whom, Naha, our, Sampada, opulence, Rajam, kingdom, Daraha, good wives, Prana, existence of life, Kulam, dynasty, Praja, subjects, Asan, have become possible, Sapatna, competitors, Vijaya, conquering, Loka, future accommodation in higher planets, Cha, and Yat, by whose, Anugrahat, by the mercy of. From him only, all our kingly opulence, good wives, lives, progeny, control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, and future accommodations in higher planets have become possible. All this is due to his causeless mercy upon us. Actually, this is very nice because this is going to tell you the secret. If you want if you even have the tendency to want to enjoy the material world, you know, who do you think is giving all the blessings? Yeah, this is, we think, oh, I'm doing, I'll get it, Try, go ahead. Try to, secure, become rich, try to get a good wife, even one good wife, what's to speak of many good wives. Try to, have a situation where you have good control, all of your desires can be fulfilled, you're establishing kingdoms, you're establishing things. Try. It's incredibly difficult. It only comes by the Lord's blessings, actually. So anyhow, purport. Material prosperity consists of a good wife, good home, sufficient land, good children, aristocratic family relations, victory over competitors, and by pious work, attainment of accommodations in the higher celestial planets for better facilities of material amenities. So this is what material prosperity is. These facilities are earned not only by one's hard manual labor or by unfair means, but by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So you can take these things through manual labor. You can work hard for them. This is called karma. Or you can do them by unfair means. This is the asura, means you can steal these things. You can sabotage things. You could, kidnap. But everything has to be, but also by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Prosperity earned by one's personal endeavor also depends on the mercy of the Lord. Personal labor must be there in addition to the Lord's benediction. But without the Lord's benediction, no one is successful simply by personal labor. You see people who are very, very much working hard. And I know that I meet these people, the blue collar class, it's called. You know this? White collar is like, like a professional, not a manual labor. Blue collar is said to be like a manual labor. So anyway, you see, many of them, they tell you, if I just work hard, I'll become very wealthy and things like that. But actually, for most of them, that's not the case. They work very hard and they don't become very wealthy. Is it dead?
No, Shiva Das.
Okay, very good. Missing Shiva Das. Where is
he? He's been traveling, see you soon.
Yes, we're missing Shiva Das. I'm very happy to hear that we'll see you again soon. So personal labor it's not the secret, but it also must be there. If you are trying to, if you are trying to please the Lord, you must do some type of personal activity. This is called bhajana kriya. As soon as you have faith in the Lord, you must do some activity. Okay, this will be pleasing to the Lord. Like for instance, we're making a prasadam for the Lord. But it's not just a mental activity, like in my mind. I mean, you could even do like that. But what's that?
Very advanced.
Yes. But you know what? You can cook, and then you could set for the offering, and you can cook with the proper standards, the proper ingredients, and things like that. You can make a proper offering for the Lord, and then you feed it to the devotees. So these endeavors are there, but only by the Lord's benediction is it successful. Actually, the modernized man of Kali Yuga believes in personal endeavor and denies the benediction of the Supreme Lord. That's even, I talked to my parents. My parents believe in God, I think. At least my dad is supposed to. But still, he's saying to me, always, you gotta work. You just work. Everything, always some new idea for work for me. And I say, I have everything I need. Why do I have to work so hard for this thing that I don't need this thing? I don't need to, why do I have to make some endeavor for more money or more endeavor for more work? What is the press? I'm plenty engaged in my service to the Lord. I don't need even more endeavors. So anyhow, like this. So anyhow, hello. Hi. Good morning. What you looking for? Are you here for Max in the attic? Yeah. So maybe Parth just show them up to the attic quickly. So yes. Oh, no problem. All right. So even a great sannyasi of India delivered speeches in Chicago protesting the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. But as far as Vedic Shastras are concerned, as we find in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ultimate sanction for all success rests in the hands of the Supreme Lord. I think he's the great sannyasi of India delivering speeches in Chicago. I have a feeling it's Vivekananda. But
What is he saying about Vivekananda?
what?
What is he saying about him?
He's that I think he was delivering speeches in Chicago protesting the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. I'm not really sure. Maybe I won't speak because I'm not really sure.
Well, you should be careful on Vivekananda.
Yeah, everyone is very yes. In India, everyone is even. But he's very. This is how. What is his name? Oh, I met him. He's very nice. Amogalila. This is how Amogalila got in trouble. You know, he says something.
He
about,
always gets in trouble.
yes, he's a little controversial.
Always gave off the line sometimes.
Yes. But this actually though, there's actually valid points. I mean, we're not a criticizing movement, you know, to sit and criticize others for no purpose. But we should understand. Even Jesus said you don't hate the sinner, but you hate the sin. You know, so you know if even if it's a great sannyasi is respected by people like Gandhi or like Vivekananda and all these people, and this is in India. You know, if they don't have the right point and they're misleading people, it has to be called out. Actually, it has to be said, no, this is a false conclusion. So I think that's who he's talking about here, protesting the benedictions of the Supreme Lord. But as far as Vedic Shastras are concerned, as we find in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ultimate sanction for all success rests in the hands of the Supreme Lord. So actually, no matter what you want in life, like you know. We talked about this in another class. We kind of are transcendentally tricking people. We admit it, we're open with it. But, you know, we tell people, come here, and the Lord will actually, if you want anything in life, whatever you desire, the Lord is the best in the best way to get it. If anyone will sanction it, it's the Lord. So if you worship the Lord, you'll get it. What they're not realizing is that the Lord will also purify them and make them no longer have desires for these material things, because he'll give them something much better. But that's our transcendental trickery. But ultimately, it's true actually. Even myself, I was very attracted to the Karma Kanda section. That's why I started getting into Akadashi and all these things. I said, Chaturmasya, all these things. Everything I desire can be attained by doing these fasting and this work and things like this. The Lord is giving all these blessings just by observing rituals, but I didn't realize he would also purify me and make me even not want the things I was desiring in the first place. But actually, it's true. I've seen in my life, I have no business. My wife and I have no business somehow now being owners of a house, somehow now having some income coming in through the rentals. Somehow we've done nothing to earn it. I dropped out of college. My wife finished college, but then she never pursued her career. Didn't have anything. Before we came here, we were all but broke. We went into our wedding with the lowest I had. We had to our name, both of us, like $300. That's crazy for like a married couple, to have only $300 to both of their names. We pretty much exhausted. And then after the wedding, actually, many gifts came, and so actually but we pretty much reached the lowest point, at least financially. But we exhausted everything. Because we actually had faith that, okay, if we do something for the Lord, like He'll provide everything. And we've seen as the years have gone by, the main thing what we had, when we saw they're here, these deities were here, but no one was worshiping them. So we didn't really have much plan how we'd have programs, how people would come, all these things. We just said, no, I'm going to worship the Lord. That's it. That's the main thing every day. This is the standard. We will worship the Lord. This standard, we'll sing songs to them. Prabhupada has a program. We'll follow the program, and it will all work out. And then just day by day, it all worked out. I never had to go out. I never had to say, oh my gosh, I have to go to the coffee shop and flip or, make coffee for people or, whatever. There's so many ways, or drive the Uber or drive a truck or do this, that. I never had to do that. Why? Because if the Lord wants to give, He'll give. And I am shocked at how everything has fallen into place. And I'm even seeing now this other piece of land has now come into the equation, and all these things are coming. We had this personal asset which was not valuable for years, and then all of a sudden, even this year, now Krishna has made it much more valuable. And we just don't, you never know how it's going to come, but it's not up to us. It's not up to you at all. You just worship the Lord and everything is taken care of. It's simple, actually. But it requires faith. That's the only thing. Most people have faith. Everyone is doing everything due to faith, actually. The reason people go and work very hard all day is because they have faith. This is what gets results. That's why they work like this. The donkey, he works very hard because his owner, his master, will put a carrot in front of him. And he has faith. I'm going to get this carrot. And then he does get it eventually. But after being exploited heavily by the washerman or whoever's using the donkey to bear a huge load. But this is actually everyone like this. The boss puts a paycheck. Yes, salary. Here you go. Plops the stick on your head with the suction cup and then hangs the salary in front. Yes. And we do so many things like this. But actually, that shouldn't be why you're doing these things. This is how asses, Prabhupada, mudhas, fools work. The comparison is to a donkey. But how does the devotee work? Is what's pleasing to the Lord. Yes, you have to survive. You have to survive. It's pleasing to the Lord that you survive in this world. So that means you'll have to do a certain amount of work. Is it not? In order to survive and do some service to the Lord, do you not have to exist? I was trying to explain this to Tulsidas. I'm still trying to work with this for Tulsidas. That yet you have to do your work. You can't just go one extreme to the other. Okay, well, work really doesn't matter, so I just will do only my seva and only chanting and only these things. And on the other side, he's panicking because things are falling apart in his life. So he's like, all right, I can't do it. I have no time for any devotion because I have to do like this, right? But this is not, you do both. Everything you do is a service to the Lord. You have to work to maintain your existence. Nobody can do anything in this world without making some endeavor. But what is your endeavor for? That's the difference. Is your endeavor for the salary at the end of the stick? Is your endeavor to maybe attract a woman? Is your endeavor to do this, that, and the other? Or is your endeavor to please the Lord? And you'll get a completely different result if you choose this one. And He is the one, He'll give all the benedictions. Everything is there. You don't have to worry, actually. You really don't have to worry. I'm seeing it over and over again in my life. But
tendencies.
Yes, we've been doing this many lifetimes with no faith. So now, here we are. So anyway, Lord Maharaj Yudhishthira admits this truth in his personal success, and it behooves one to follow in the footsteps of a great king and devotee of the Lord to make life a full success. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is the emperor of the world. He says, everything, how did it come? By Krishna. So Prabhupada said it's beneficial to everyone to follow in the footsteps of this great king and devotee. And your life can be a full success. My life, I wouldn't say is a full success, but I've seen whatever success I have in my life didn't come from me working very hard for things. Whatever success is now there in my life from the material angle, it's actually simply because I made endeavors to worship the Lord. And I've seen it, and maybe you guys, maybe you've known me for some years now, you've seen also, okay. Somehow or other, they're being maintained. I don't even know how, but it has happened this way. If one could achieve success without the sanction of the Lord, then no medical practitioner would fail to cure a patient. Despite the most advanced treatment of a suffering patient by the most up-to-date medical practitioner, there is death, and even in the most hopeless case, without medical treatment, a patient is cured astonishingly. Therefore, the conclusion is that God's sanction is the immediate cause for all happenings, good or bad. Any successful man should feel grateful to the Lord for all he has achieved. So if you have success, it's not your success. It's Krishna's success, and He's giving you this prosperity. But you should also understand, like Yudhishthira, all prosperity is ultimately due to the Lord. And so obviously, if that's the conclusion, what should one do? What do you think? How should one do one's activities? What should be the aim, the objective? Yes, it's obvious. To please the Lord. Because if you please the Lord, like for instance, now imagine there's a king. Right? Since you guys go to work, right? And who is giving the salary at work? The boss, right? The boss gives the salary, whoever that boss may be, So he gives the salary. So now you say you go to work, but you say, oh well, I don't really like the boss. I'm not going to do anything pleasing to him, But you still demand the salary. How will that work? Is it good? Good policy? No, it's terrible policy. You'll get fired, or he'll find some excuse to get rid of you. By hook or by crook. So we got to get rid of this person. He's not pleasing to me. So similarly, you have the supreme boss. He's delivering everything. So why not aim to please him and trust? Yes, just like when you go to work and you notice to please your boss, why would you not have tried to, who is the boss of the universe? That's what Jagannath means. He's the boss of the Lord of the universe. Why would you not work to please the Lord? So this is this is obvious actually, but it's unfortunately not that obvious because the difference between your material boss and the Lord is, your material boss will be revealed to you. Actually, that's not always the case. You ever see these shows where the CEO comes in undercover, and you ever see like that? They have like shows like that. The CEO dresses in disguise like a normal person. He goes in his facilities, and they like make like camera TV shows. But sometimes because the employees are not they're slacking off or something like that, and then they see, oh, the boss is seeing. So everything you do, the supreme boss is seeing, just like this. So you have to act accordingly, and you'll have all success. Everything is very fairly given. It's given at the right time and when you're deserving, and ultimately when you know to use these things properly. And Yudhishthira used everything properly, so he was given the whole world at his disposal. Actually, let's do one more verse. Pashyot patannara vyaghra divyan boman sadahikan darunan sangshatodura bayang no buddhi mohanam. Pashya, just see. Utpatan, disturbances. Nara vyaghra, O man of tiger-like strength. Divyan, happenings in the sky are by planetary influence. Bauman, happenings on the earth. Sa dahikan, happenings of the body and the mind. Darunan, awfully dangerous. Shangsata, indicating. Adura, in the near future. Bayam, danger. Naha, our. Buddhi, intelligence. Mohanam, deluding. Just see, O man, with a tiger's strength, how many miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily pains, all very dangerous in themselves, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intelligence. Material advancement of civilization means advancement of the reactions of the threefold miseries due to celestial influence, earthly reactions, and bodily or mental pains. By the celestial influence of the stars, there are many calamities like excessive heat, cold, rains, or no rains, and the after effects are famine, disease, and epidemic. The aggregate result is agony of the body and the mind. Man-made material science cannot do anything to counteract these threefold miseries. They are all punishments from the superior energy of Maya, under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, our constant touch with the Lord by devotional service can give us relief without our being disturbed in the discharge of our human duties. The Asuras, however, who do not believe in the existence of God, make their own plans to counteract all these threefold miseries, and so they meet with failures every time. The Bhagavad Gita 7.14 clearly states that the reaction of the material energy is never to be conquered. Because of the binding effects of the three modes, they can simply be overcome by one who surrenders fully in devotion unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So, as you get implicated in things in this world, what's coming also is the losing of all these things. And you could say danger at every step. Like even you get good bodily health, and then eventually the health will be lost. You get, some wealth, and then eventually the wealth will be lost or distributed or inherited or somehow like this. Um, there, the stars, the astrology, the celestial influences, they're causing everything. There's ups and downs of material existence. Really, only the devotee has actually a good situation. Everyone else is they're swimming in the waves of karma, and maybe they're on a high right now. They've got some wealth in their life. They've got nice children, or this, that, and the other. Some material pleasure, good food situation, good sleeping, good sex life situation. At least they're pleased with it. But eventually, it'll all go the other way at some point. And that's why so many people are getting divorces in this age, is because, it was once it seemed like it was very good, but then on the downside of things, people can't handle. They can't handle, and they point fingers, and instead of being able to work things out and seeing the Lord's hand in everything, they say, oh, you don't love me, or you're mean, you're terrible, and then that's it. Finished. So anyway, Yudhishthir keeps having all of these bad omens. We're going to see in the next verses, we'll talk more about the bad omens. And then eventually you're going to see that he's realizing Kali Yuga has come. And that's where we're in. That's what we're in. That's what we're doing. Hello. Hi there. And right there. No problem. So that's where we're heading. That's what we're doing. And you have to learn how to manage Kali Yuga. Really, even in Satya Yuga, it doesn't matter. Whatever Yuga you're in, it could be much more materially pleasing a situation in life. If you don't attribute any success you're having to God, and you don't do anything that's just pleasing to God, when you lose it, you will be very miserable. But if you see God's hand in everything, you can always be happy. You can always say, oh, this is good. For whatever reason, this is good. Yesterday, we never owned a house before, and we're getting some like $5,000 tax bill. I said, oh my God. Actually, I'm glad it was only $5,000. I thought it would be $3,000 more. That's what I was told it would be. So I've been expecting some tax bill, but I was like, oh my goodness, And luckily, they also have a payment plan. You can do it, because I was not ready to be able to give that much money all at once. But anyhow, you never know. Everything is coming. But you can trust. Okay, the Lord will work it out. Yes, we don't have some great income. We don't even have anything like that. But just by good fortune, everything is being maintained. Everything that's necessary for our sustenance, and all of our sustenance actually, because we're all existing on the mercy of the Lord. Many people are donating. All the devotees are eating nicely, donating, so we can have these nice programs and things like this, and we can feed the community. There's so many people, and you never know. You think like, oh, well, I can rely, but you actually, sometimes people come up. You never know how the mercy is going to come. So the main thing is you have to develop the mentality that, okay, everything I do is to please the Lord, and I trust everything will be fine this way. Everything will be fine this way. Including, you have to go to work to please the Lord too. But it's not that, everyone thinks it's separate. Oh, I do my devotional life in the morning, and then I have to do my material things in the evening. No, everything should be spiritual. Your work is maintaining your body so that you can do more devotion. It's maintaining your life so you can do devotion. It's not a material thing. Like Ben is out working very hard right now. But why is he working very hard? Because his guru wants him in Vrindavan, and has a plan for him to study and come and do a very, very spiritual thing, actually. So he's working very hard, and it's maintaining. It will allow him to do that. If he doesn't work and make that endeavor, then he won't. How will he go? He will not have the sufficient funds to get the ticket and do all these things. So he's working very hard, but actually his work is spiritual. So similarly, you all have work, but what are you working for? Everyone has to make this adjustment internally. What am I doing my activities for? Why am I doing? Is it for sense pleasure, or is it for actually pleasure to the Lord? For sense pleasure, you'll get karma. Yes, sometimes the sense pleasure will come, but then it will leave as well, and then you'll be hankering, and you'll feeling all kinds of anarthas, not properly situated. So anyway, we're seeing here Yudhishthir is acknowledging the source of all success. Everyone wants to be successful, right? Who's here? No, I don't want success. Everyone, right? Yeah, it's natural. They want to be successful. What gives success? Even materially. Who is the one giving success? So no matter what success you want in this world, whatever your goal is, Krishna is the best to get it. And he's the one who's giving it all together. So naturally the intelligent, what do? Right? There's this verse. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshatasya. So fear is arising from dualistic absorption, when you're absorbed in things other than Krishna. Ishadapitasya viparya yosmriti. When one turns away from the Lord and misidentifies who they are as a soul connected to the Lord, a servant of the Lord, smriti, and they forget what they're really their good interests. So how? Tanmay, through the Lord's Maya, his Maya, he's speaking the verse. Tanmaya yato. So therefore, Buddha abhajetam, the intelligent worship him fully. How? Bhaktyayaka yesham gurudeva tatma. So with one pointed bhakti, with one pointed devotion. How? Through Gurudeva tatma, through the Guru, who is the channel, who is engaging you in how to serve the Lord actually. And there's many different forms of Guru will come. You come in form of Shiksha Guru. The Guru will come in the form of Vartma Pradarshika Guru. Like for instance, Madhava on the table was acting as a Vartma Pradarshika Guru for many, many people last night. He was trying to engage them somehow in Krishna consciousness. And if they were to take his call, they would be greatly benefited. So anyway, you'll have Guru in your life, and you see how Guru shows up. And take the call of Guru. This is how the intelligent act. They see Gurudev, that okay, he has come and he is guiding me on how to worship the Lord. He is showing me exactly how to worship the Lord. He's reflecting to me what the Lord wants. Okay, I'll do like that. So you must understand these things. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. All right, I will see you guys later. We're going to go to Bhakti.